hopefully, hopefully that you're able to see the intro. I have a new intro, or an intro. Um, my good friend on Twitter. Hopefully, if you're able to see it, and if not, I'm an idiot. But hopefully, if you're able to see it, my good friend Muhammad made the intro, and I will link his Twitter down below. Give him a follow because I didn't even ask him to make me an intro, and he made me an intro, so that was really nice of him. So I'm gonna go link his shit down below, so please go follow him. I'm going to also link it. It probably popped up already, but my good friend Jay, his YouTube channel, I'm gonna link it. It's gonna pop up on the screen, so you'll be able to sub to him. Now let's get into the review. December 2nd is next week, man. You're probably here for Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. As you're gonna see in the thumbnail, that's probably why you're on this video. Man, this is gonna be great shit next week. So this was in like before the second hour. You had Kenny Omega coming out. They were doing the contract signing again, and this time Kenny Omega, he's coming out with his music, and you had the dancers and shit, and then you had, you see him, if you see his new entrances, like he's behind the glass, and this time Jon Moxley comes and beats him up from behind. Now you had I think who was it, Tony Schiavone in the ring, and he was getting ready to do this, but Jon Moxley brought Kenny Omega into the ring, and like did a paradigm shift, and then he got on the mic, and he was basically talking about their match. It's not gonna be jokes on BTE. It ain't dancing girls on brooms. When you come at the king, you best not miss, because I don't take prisoners. And so he signed the contract. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are official. We are official for next week. Winter is coming. A new champion is coming. It's going to be great. Kenny Omega is going to be champion. Probably. I wouldn't be surprised if he did, honestly. 99. I'd be very surprised if he lost. But, great stuff. And then maybe if you're also here, Lance Archer. This really shocked me. I don't know if it's a full babyface turn, but I mean, this is pretty shocking. I mean, alright, so pretty much it was Eddie Kingston with the Butcher and the Blade versus Pentagon, Pac and Phoenix with Pentagon. And it was a pretty good match, great main event, and it's good to see these guys in the main event, especially the Death Triangle, Pac, and shit like that. Great main event. And so you had Eddie Kingston. He distracted or pushed off Phoenix, and this allowed Butcher and the Blade to take the W. But then they started beating them up, and then you had Lance Archer's music come out, and he started beefing with Eddie Kingston. So we're getting a resume on that feud, but I don't know, man. Like, you had with Phoenix and Pac and Pentagon, they're looking like the baby faces in this feud already, and Eddie Kingston and Butcher and the Blade, they're looking like the heels. And so Lance Archer is helping these people fend off heels. So I don't know, man. It looks to me like Lance Archer is kind of a baby face. I don't know. We'll see. But it was looking like that. He came out and helped them. So, I mean, he didn't have to do that. He could have just, beat him up on commentary instead. But, so we'll see. But it looks like we could be getting a Lance Archer face turn. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Usually I'm not wrong, though. But, yeah, so, the show started off with why we were getting Hangman versus Dark Silver, wow, what's his fucking face? John Silver. And they were showing how the Dark Order was there for Hangman Page and shit like that, whatever, fuck. So it was a pretty like long match, especially when you knew Hangman Page was gonna win. By the way, this was a pre-taped show, so you probably knew the results. And happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. It's Thanksgiving now, but fuck it. So you had that, and obviously Hangman Page won that, and then Dark Order, they come to the ring. Evil Uno gets on the mic, and he pretty much tried to convince him to join the Dark Order. So we'll see if Adam Page joins the Dark Order, and if he does, it's going to be similar to a Daniel Bryan, Bray Wyatt family situation. He's going to join, and then he's going to turn on them. And because Hangman Page cannot be a heel, he's so fucking over. Kenny Omega is interviewed backstage, and this was way before the other stuff that I was talking about. So I'm still gonna talk about it. And so he was talking about how people wanted him to be the cleaner, those that have the best matches and shit like that. So you had that. Then you go to commercial, and then there's a video package for the TNT champion Darby Allin. I don't know. Maybe he does need a manager like Sting. I don't know. But he had a fucking video package. Then you had Will Hobbs versus Lee Johnson. Now, man, Will Hobbs is so impressive. He is so fucking impressive. He looks built. He looks jacked. He's a stud. He has potential to be the future. All he needs is like that manager, which Tazz, so give him personality, this and that, and I don't know. He looks great. And so obviously he like squashed Lee Johnson. Then post match, Tazz got on the mic and he was like, all right, you can go celebrate. Then he wanted people to acknowledge FTW as a real championship. His mic was getting cut off. And then Cody comes and he's like, yo, I'm tired of this shit. I want them to recognize this. And, Cody, he's like, whatever. I don't know. It was a good segment, though, but he was like, oh, I'll run this up. And then Taz like, oh, you're going to future endeavor me, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And so Cody turns his back. Taz leaves, and then he chokes him out with the Taz mission. And it was crazy because Cody brought up Taz's son, so it was getting personal. But it was a great segment. Eddie Kingston was backstage, and he was talking about this shit. But it was funny because Jon Moxley enters and he squares up with Eddie, and Eddie laughs at him. He's got his own stuff to handle, so it was a weird thing. Next up, you had TH2 versus Top Flight. Great match, guys. This was a great match. TH2 won by submission. I guess it was good because Top Flight are still getting there. They're not there. And obviously, if you follow, and if you followed Jack Evans and Angelico, you're happy for them. Post match, Angelico refused to break the hold, and then the Young Bucks came. So there you go. They made the save. Vicky Guerrero and Nyla Rose are backstage. Vicky cuts a promo about nepotism and calls out Brandy Rose. And so I don't know what the fuck. Then, and that she doesn't need to influence Nyla Rose nor Jade Cargill. So I don't know what the fuck is happening there, to be honest. I don't know what happened to Shaq, this and that. I honestly don't know. There was a video package with FTR talking about how their dream match against the Young Bucks became. And they're going to come for the titles again. So, I don't know. They had a short feud, but they had a short championship reign. But unfortunately, it needed to come to the end because they put that AEW put their back to the wall where the Young Bucks had to win because of the stipulation. Inner Circle versus SCU. Obviously, you had what's his name, MJF. He used the ring to beat up. I think it was Frankie Kazarian, and then this allowed Jake Hager to get the W. But next week you're getting him defend. Either he's defending the ring next week in a battle royal, or the battle royal will determine who will challenge MJF for the ring. But the ring will be a factor next week or the weeks to come. But it's finally being brought up again, so that's good to see that they went so far back and remembered that they had the ring. And so after the match, Kazarian lays out MJF and they started beating him up. There was a Kip Sabian, Miro, and Penelope Ford segment, and Orange Cassidy turned off the gaming console, and this allowed best friends to jump them and shit like that. And then obviously you had the Kenny Omega segment with the the fucking contract sign. Jesus Christ, I'm off my game tonight. I don't know what is wrong with me. I'm finally able to record though. So MJF screams at Frankie Kazarian backstage, calling him a coward for sucker punching him, this and that. Next week so Chris Jericho, so next week they're gonna have a match and he's gonna get revenge on him for putting his hand on MJF. NJ versus Hikaru Shida. Obviously, I don't know, man. Like, this was for the title, and I don't know. It's just whatever. This is just more of an example of putting shit on the show for the sake of doing it, and people like to do this for the women's division just for the sake of getting them on the show, and it's really, like, I don't know. But I don't know. It's not so bad, though. NJ versus Hikaru Shida. And obviously, Hikaru Shida won that one. And then you had Abaddon crawls out of the entrance and takes the title licking it. It's crazy shit, but it's good to see Abaddon on TV. It's really good to see her on TV. Matt Hardy cuts a promo where he puts himself over as a trailblazer and says he's going to inspire us all to fight after a tough 2020. That's in that. Team Taz, they get a promo, and they're talking about AEW and Tony Khan treating them great, but Cody and his paper thin ego keep getting in the way. And so then you had the main event match, which was great. So there you go. Lance Archer, maybe babyface. And we're getting ready for this stacked show next week. It's going to be a big show. And I'm so happy for AEW. They're really putting in the shit that they deserve. And I hope that it reflects in the ratings, because they really do deserve high ratings. So if you guys enjoyed what you saw in the video, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Please leave a thumbs up. That helps me. Turn that notification bell on so you don't miss when I post a video. And I'll see you guys for the next